Hey moms, I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you about diet, right? Oh my gosh, GAPS diet, paleo, keto, specific carbohydrate diet, body ecology diet. There are so many, gluten-free, dairy-free, salicylate-free, which is, Feingold diet, although you can go even further with salicylates and go beyond what the Feingold diet even prescribes. So what do you do with all of that? First of all, take a breath. It's a lot of stuff to know. And I want to tell you, I look at diet very differently from a list in a book that someone's going to tell me to do. I tried many different diets and I stayed with them for months at a time with Charlie. And if they called for fermented veggies, I made those fermented veggies. If it called for coconut water kefir, I got my coconut water from Thailand and I made that kefir, fermenting it in my kitchen, letting it sit overnight in my bathroom because that's where it was warm, and I used the thermometer. Like, you told me to do it, I did it. And there's one thing that I've learned which is so much easier to live with. And so what it is that I don't go after people and say, do this particular diet. I am very much realizing that it's not about a prescribed diet, it's more an intuitive eating plan. And you might say to yourself right now, like, I can't do intuitive, I'm not intuitive. And I promise you, I didn't think I was either about food, especially when it came to my kids with their ADHD and what was affecting them. But it's funny, it brings back a story. Many years ago, my father-in-law made like the best marinara sauce, which in their family, because they're Italian, it was called gravy. And I remember asking him for the recipe and he was like, oh, you just a little bit of this and a little bit of this. You'll know what to do. And I was like, no, I won't. Like, I'm Irish. When we made pasta in my house, first of all, you didn't even call it pasta. You called it, I think spaghetti was the only thing we would have made. And it went into the pot of cold water with a lid on it and we turned it up and then it boiled and then it tasted like mashed potatoes. Like every carb we ate was mashed potatoes. Anyway, I digress. But the thing is, I was not intuitive about that and I definitely did not know how to be intuitive about my child's eating. But I promise you, you'll become intuitive about your child's eating when I just give you this idea, this premise, this concept, which is to lighten the load. Lighten the load. What you are looking to do with your child is just take a step back and go, it's not just about what they're eating, what they're allowed to eat, okay? It's also about the things that you're taking out, of course, and it's about what they are eating if their body can recognize it as food and can then easily assimilate it into their own bodies. So what does that all mean? Well, what it means is that if it's simple enough to eat, then your child won't have a problem digesting it. So I remove things like gluten, dairy, dyes, refined sugars, preservatives, corn. And right now you're already like, I hate you, Carolyn. I don't know what to eat. And so what happens is when we have somebody tell us what not to eat, we immediately think of all the items that we want to be able to feed our kids that include those items. Like it just messes with our brains. And what I want to tell you is, why don't you think of the thousands and thousands of items that your child could eat? Grilled chicken, brown rice, veggies. I know if I said salad, you're going to say, wait, my kid's 5, he's not eating a salad. And I understand that. But I have wonderful ideas. When I say lighten the load, absolutely. I will give my kid a bagel. Now I use DeLand Bakery bagels, which I'm going to put the link down below. They have saved our lives, DeLand Bakery. I get nothing for speaking of their products. But we use their bagels, their bread, their hot dog rolls. We don't use hot dogs, but we make everything out of these rolls. Anyway, we use their all natural line, which is different from their gluten-free line. So this line is not quote unquote certified gluten-free. It is totally gluten-free though. So, but we use those products and we use fruit and we have stir fry and my kids eat meat, and We use brown rice pasta. There's so many things that we do. But in a given day, I'm not going to say to my child, okay, here's toast, eggs, and grilled chicken for breakfast. I know that'd be a strange thing anyway. But then for lunch, we're going to have, rice and beans. And then later in the day, oh, you want some bonitos. It's like a bean chip. Okay, we could have that. And then for dinner, do you think it would be right for me then to say, how about some brown rice pasta and a hamburger on a gluten-free bun? Like, you can just hear the heaviness in all of that. And this is what I mean by intuitive eating. You can hear that the foods that I've just named, even if they're quote unquote legal, you are doing a lot of loading on the digestive tract. Whereas if I was saying, okay, I want you to have a fruit smoothie for breakfast with some toast. Perfect. Lunch, you can have some bonitos and some hummus at snack time in your lunchbox. And for the actual meal, maybe it's grilled chicken and maybe it's a container of grapes. And maybe it's a little container of some Enjoy Life chocolate chips. You're just always weighing the load on their system. And that's what I keep doing with Charlie. And I notice, I tweak. Oh, he's acting congested. He's acting this. Let me lighten the load again. Some days I go, it's a fruit and toast day, Charlie. And he knows because he's been overeating. Because when I tried to follow all those different diets, I was so overwhelmed. And now I just say to myself, oh, I'm making you a Frosty. I can put maple syrup in it. That's easier. The body recognizes real organic maple syrup as something it can digest. And you become very good at it. So get off the idea of you have to have one particular diet and get more into the concept of let's lighten the load. Okay, so keep following me. I'm going to help you out with this. You can always put your questions in the comments below, and I'd love to work with you. You got this.